Hey everybody, good evening, afternoon, wherever you may be or not be. This is your girl Kiki, back for another video. I decided to put some makeup on for y'all. You know, I like y'all a little bit. You know, put a little makeup on. But like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever. Definitely comment. I'll comment back. I've done several videos where I had some really, really good comments. And like I said, share, subscribe, and all that. We are doing another Star Trek video. This is going to be season 3 of Star Trek Discovery, episode 2. And this second episode, first of all, we're just going to give a little overview. Spoiler alert, if you have not watched the episode, go and watch it right now if you have not watched it, and then come back here and listen to my unique perspective, black woman's perspective on Star Trek. So go watch it now. Stop the video, go watch it now. If you have watched it, just keep listening. First, we're gonna give like a little overview on what I think about this episode. This episode was very, very basic, bitch. Like it was giving me a basic tea. It wasn't anything ground shaking or earth breaking. The plot was, I'd say, was very cliche, but I'm not trying to down it. It wasn't cliche like in a bad way. It was just cliche as in it wasn't anything new. We've seen this plot before where new people come to a strange land or a new city, and then they have to get the help of the locals in some way, or the locals are being threatened by some kind of gang or warlord or something. It was basically like a Western. Basically like a Western, I would say. And it made no bones about it, even down to the thing the guy had spurs on, the bad guy. But Discovery, they crash land on this planet. They don't know what kind of planet it is. And when they crash, they hit hard. Like, there was a lot of shaking, a lot of maneuvering, a lot of people flipping over as they descended on the planet. Doosh! They boosh on the planet. It was like, people got hurt, people got killed, some red shirts got it. Everybody could get it in this episode. And so they crash land on this planet, and it's like kind of cold, rocky planet, and their communications is knocked out, so they can't reach Michael. They don't know where Michael Burnham is at. They like, we don't know where she at. So, or when, because again, they were time traveling. And Saru is, in charge, and he was in charge. He was man in charge, larger than charge, and he's trying to, get the crew together and everything. And people are, it's just chaos. It's regular crash scene. And then they were like, we're going to need to fix our communication device. We're going to need to do repairs. Then they found out they do some scans, and there's a settlement of people, like 50 people. Then like, we can go ask them for help. And then you kind of see the jockeying of position and power between who? Who? My girl Giorgio. Now, Michelle Yeoh is my bitch. She's my bitch, okay? We go way back, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Chinese ballet. Michelle Yeoh is my girl, okay? Like, I like Michael Burnham. Michael Burnham, we here for the culture. Here for the culture. But Giorgio... Between Giorgio and Stamets, every show that I watch, I usually find a character or characters that accurately reflect my personality in some way or that I identify with. Paul Stamets, I didn't like him at first. I thought he was annoying as hell. But then after a while, I was like, maybe I don't like him because maybe I'm that bitch. Like, maybe I'm just as diva and bitchy and know it all as Paul Stamets is. Okay, I admit it. Yeah, that's my girl too. Paul Stamets is my girl. It's my girl. And Giorgio, the evil one, not the goody two shoes Starfleet one, but no, the evil empress, head bitch in charge. I identify with her. Her pragmatism, her attitude, her swag. I admire it greatly. Like, I'm like, we ain't, to me, the Federation always be trying to play Captain Save a Hoe, and Giorgio is not trying to save them. She was like, if I was in charge, we would have been down into the colony, would have took over. I was like, yes, Queen, tell them. But I understand, the Star Trek, so, we can't be just going to planets and just taking over stuff, diplomacy, love, peace, galaxy, yay, yay. So Saru and Tilly, and I like Tilly. Don't get me, I like Tilly. Tilly is like a cute, redheaded, cute, cuddly little puppy that I just want to give Tilly a hug. Like Tilly is like that friend that you just, you got to be protective of and love on. That's sweet and see the good in everybody. So he decided to take Tilly because he realized that when it comes to diplomacy, Giorgio and the other chick that got the little mouth things, I forgot her name, but I think she's absolutely positively gorgeous. First of all, I look at her and I'm like, ooh. She has like the coolest, gorgeous highlighted hair, and she has a little mouth breathing thing, and she's an alien. But she's like an head of security, and they were like, no, you stay there. So, Giorgio kind of says some bad things about Tilly, and, Saru stands up for her, because Tilly really does embody, and Saru embodies like the attitudes of Starfleet. Tilly's a bit weak sauce to me, but that's just the nature of her character. She brings the heart and the soul to Discovery. So I see that she has her place. So they go embarking on a mission to try to get the communications device fixed. And of course, Giorgio, my girl, is just scheming. She's just scheming, scheming, scheming always. And so they understand they have to get like part of the engineering and things back online. So Hugh, Wilson Cruz, I love Wilson Cruz. He's such a bearded daddy. Like he's like, hey, bearded daddy. I'm like, I know he swings for the other team, but he's a bearded daddy to me. You bearded daddy, you bearded Hispanic daddy. I don't know, but he is. Wilson Cruz is a good looking man. And so he brings Stamets out of the coma because in the last season, Stamets got stabbed through, and so he was trying to heal in a coma, and he brings him out of a coma, and it's so sweet. Like I think I like Stamets because Stamets is more like me, and then Hugh is, I think, more like my boyfriend. I think he's the like I'm the sarcastic smartass who's like no nonsense, like da 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 da. And I have a sense of humor, but it's like a dry pan, sarcastic, smartass sense of humor, I admit. And I think Hugh is kind of like he's funny, but he softens Stamets, and he brings a caretaker and lovableness. And like I said, I see their dynamic is very much like my relationship with my boyfriend. He has a lot of compassion. Not a lot, a huge lot, but my boyfriend has more compassion than I think I would say. I'm just like, kill them all, screw them. And he's like, no, 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 no. And I think like my boyfriend wants to be helpful all the time, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, yeah, yeah. We gotta stop and help these people. Okay, whatever. I just kind of go along with it. But Stamets is like, yeah, we gotta get the ship fixed and da 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 da. And so and then Jet Reno, I want to call her Janet Reno. I don't know, but she gives a very Janet Reno vibe. But Jet is there being her smarmy, and something's wrong with her back, and she's just like, yeah, we got to get this fixed. And but Stamets is determined to fix it himself, even though he just got out of a coma. He's obviously wincing and hurting, but Stamets is hard headed. But I feel you. So anyway, back Saru and Tully, they get to this colony. There's some aliens there. They find out that like their courier is some dude that's like is like kind of like a war, like the bad guy warlord. Like he's extorting them for destroyed their mining equipment. He's extorting them for money, extorting them for probably a lot of things. And they were like, we'll help you. And so one of the dudes named Calvin, he helps Tilly, and they quickly fix this thing because technology in the future is like it is the most. You can fix things and replicate things quite quickly with some kind of nanotech or something. So they fix that, and they're like, oh my god, here he comes. Here comes the warlord guy. But they don't have time enough to hide them. And then the warlord dude show up, and he was like, yeah, we saw your ship and know that your ship is crashed. You're going to take us to your ship. And they plan to like pretty much like fleece Discovery and get everything. And so Saru's like, no, I'm not doing that. We can, they want dilithium crystals because in the last episode, we learned that there was a big burn that blew up all the dilithium crystals. So dilithium is this huge, huge commodity. And they're going to pretty much fleece the Discovery, probably sell all the people into slavery, subjugate the women. The lead bad guy, he's a human. These other people, they look human or humanoid. I'm not quite sure. the lead bad guy, one of my observations is that he seemed to know a lot about Starfleet and the Federation and tech, when in the previous episode Book didn't know anything. He was like, "Oh, that they ended. That was over 100 years ago. I wasn't even born yet." But this dude, he seemed like he really knew a lot about Starfleet. I found that intriguing that he knew that we're going to sell this to the Andorians and we're going to do this and do that, and knew that it was a Starfleet ship. So it tells me either he had an encounter with Starfleet, maybe his grandparents may have been Starfleet. I don't know, but I just thought it was weird that for an organization that ended over 100 years ago, he didn't seem that old, but he knew quite a bit, and he knew what, kind of like the technology that they had. So Saru tries to negotiate with him, and then he tells Tilly, so they kind of negotiate, but not really. And then all of a sudden, the bad guy, he shoots Calvin, the alien dude that was helping them, and there's other alien dudes at this bar, but they shoot him and kill him, and I was in shock. I was shook. I was like, like because Star Trek don't really be killing people like that. I mean, they just straight up just murder, and it wasn't like overly bloody, like his guts didn't explode out of his eyeballs or anything. But I thought it was really gruesome. Like I was like hurt. I was like, I liked him. He seemed really sweet. Like I thought him and Tilly was kind of making little eyes there, like, you know, I'm from, and then the bad guy figures out that they're from the past. And like I said, that was another interesting thing I thought was telling. But yeah, they shot Calvin. I was like, you didn't kill Calvin, you bastard. How dare you, evil Star Trek guy? I was like, Star Trek done got real. They are pulling no punches. They have no fucks to give. None, not one fuck to give. But I was in shock. I was shook. But after I got over that, I was like, oh my god, like I thought he was gonna pop up and be like, I'm healed. I ain't shot that bad, but no, he really died. So may he rest in peace, alien Calvin guy. Like the arms of an angel. Uh, but yeah, so they tell Tilly, okay, well you got to go out there and go collect what I'm telling you to collect, and then you come back, and then oh by the way, the ice is parasitic. What? So the ice is living. It's not just ice, and it eats at anything or even ships, and once the sun goes down, the parasite freaks come out at night. Freaks come out at night. What freaks come out at night? So the parasite comes out at night. What? So they were like, good luck, redhead girl. I was like, and it just, the way the dude was treating Tilly was very just nasty and lecherous. Like, oh, I like you. I was like, girl, if y'all don't get away from these warlords, this courier, whatever they want to call him, I'm like, girl, Tilly, he gonna make you like his slave bride, concubine or some shit. And so, and then they were like, oh my God. So then all suddenly, from the heavens above, out of nowhere, before, just as the sun is about to set, my girl Giorgio was like, what? She just shows up in a flurry and just start kicking ass. And then there's a fight that ensues, and then Saru gets in the fight, and he uses little ear spike things that are like, he uses those. And Saru is strong. Like, y'all don't forget, Saru's alien, so he's pretty strong, his people. And so they fight, and Giorgio, she does her thing. She flips, karate chops, kicks, just do her Empress Giorgio, just. And so they end up kicking all the guy and his, I think he had four of the dudes with him. They kicked his ass, they subdued him. And then Giorgio's like, see, I'm useful. I told you, And so now they're like, well, what do we do with the bad guy? Giorgio has been arguing this whole episode that we need to be more pragmatic, need to be more practical. She's like, yeah, we should just kill this dude like already. Because, he ain't shit no way. And I was like, that's right, Giorgio. He killed Calvin. I was upset about it. I was in my feelings. But Saru said, no, that's not Starfleet. That's not what we do. And I'm the captain of the ship and blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, okay, Saru, whatever. So Saru tells the other people in the bar, I'm assuming it was Calvin's brother. Somehow I thought that was his brothers, or maybe they were just the same people. But and they were trying to leave the planet as well. I forgot to add that in there. They were gonna help Discovery, so Discovery can help them get off that planet. They didn't have enough engine power and dilithium crystals in their own ships to leave, so they were gonna help Discovery. And the way things they heard about the Federation, it was very touching. I forgot that as well, because they were like, we knew you'd come, and poor Calvin, oh sweet Calvin. But you could tell that the Federation has pretty much become like some kind of mythos or legend, like, like the Federation's going to come and save you, kind of like angels or watchers or some kind of sacred guardians. Like, it's going to be interesting in these future episodes to see what has the Federation become to a lot of people? I mean, some of it's going to be good, some of it's going to be bad. Just depends on who it is. But yeah, they Saru leaves it up to the fate of the people on the planet. Like, what do you want to do with him? And then I was like, ooh, I'm like, kill him, kill his ass, kill his ass. But no, they decided not to kill him. Wah, wah. And they decide to give Tilly had some supplies in her pack. They give him the pack, and they tell him, okay, sundown, go out there, go do your thing, survive, hope you survive. And something's gonna tell me that this guy's gonna come back. Where I'm coming, trying to do a video with my kids going. Anyway, so they give the guy the pack and they send him off, and I guess, somehow something tells me we're gonna see him. I am coming. I'm doing a video. So they send him out there, and we don't see what happens to him, but something, like I said, something tells me he's going to be back. And what else? So the alien people are like, oh, we have transporters. We can transport you back to your ship. And so they go back to Discovery, and they're like, okay, we got to, every Stamets, he's climbed through the ducts and trying to fix the ship, and he's been re-injured himself, and they had to send people to go get him because, Stamets just, I don't know. And then, they have a part where they're scraping the ooze of Leland, which I didn't feel sorry about them. Some people had a problem with them scraping the ooze of Leland off of the in the back, in that back part. They were scraping the ooze of poor Leland. I didn't feel sorry for Leland. He knew what he was got into with Control and all that last season, so I didn't feel bad for the Leland scraping of the ooze. I mean, it was kind of gruesome, but oh well, Leland, man. I don't feel bad for him. But yeah, Stamets gets the ship working and everything, and so they realize they have to get it out of the ice. Another thing is that Detmer is the blonde chick what has the mechanical stuff on her eye. She took a hard hit, but there was nothing wrong with her. But she's been acting really strange. So I don't know. I see nefarious things and everything, but she went to sick bay. And she's kind of whole episode, she's kind of walking around like she's kind of in a haze. Some people said it might be PTSD, it might be trauma. I'm just going, I do the most, so I think maybe aliens have hacked into her hardware. Maybe it's the Borg. I don't know. I always want the Borg in every situation. Let me be honest with y'all. I love the Borg and the Klingons. So to me, I'm just like, was she hacked? Because the way she was acting, yeah, she's seen a lot of death, and yeah, she took a hard hit. But it wasn't that hard. And I'm like, okay, girl, if you ain't traumatized by all the shit you experienced in season 1 and season 2, I'm sure, crash landing and getting hit in the head and seeing people die, like maybe that's her breaking point. I don't really know, but I got my eye on you, girl. I got my eye on you because something is off about her. And for some reason, I just think it has something to do with her tech. I don't know. Maybe something happened where she's going to have a breakdown and they can't fix it, or they got to find some way to fix it, but they're in the future. This is tie in with Picard. I don't know. But anytime there's some kind of mechanical tech or something, I figure it's Borg. It's Dr. Nguyen Soong. It's something. It's always something to do with all of that. So we'll see later on. But Saru and Tilly and Giorgio, they get back to the ship. They're like, okay, we got it fixed, which just seemed very quickly that they got that ship fixed. But plot hour, TV. But TV, yay, Star Trek, they got it fixed. Woo, yeah. And so they're trying to pull out the ice, and as they're pulling out of the ice just keeps growing. They're like, vroom, shh. The ice just shh, and the ship is going vroom, and the ice is like, shh. The ice is like, no, I want to eat you. Stop moving, and it's moving again. It's like, no, and they're like fire thrusters, and they're trying to lift the ship out of this parasitic ice, and the ice is like, no, you seem like a big tasty treat. And they have to get out of there. There's no chance of them staying. That parasitic ice will crush the whole of the ship and eat everybody in there, I'm assuming. And so they are trying to get out. The other people who helped them, incidentally, they took the courier ship and they made a deal with them, and they're hopefully they'll get off the damn planet now. But yeah, they're trying to lift, and all suddenly this tractor beam comes down, and I'm like, oh no. And they're like, oh no, the courier had some friends and they've locked onto us. And I'm thinking, oh shit, like, oh no, they ain't gonna get out this ice, or they gonna get out the ice and get transported somewhere else or someone's going to capture them. And then all suddenly, they're like, okay, communications, we're going to hail them before we just start blasting on them. We're going to hail them. And then they hail them, and it's Burnham. I was like, and her hair looks freaking fabulous. The whole couple of seasons, I did not like Burnham's hair. I hate it. I was like, obviously, this was not some black people doing Burnham's hair. Obviously, like she should have protested. Like, I understand she was going for like that faux natural Vulcan. I just raised with Vulcan. They like short ass hair. Vulcan. Look, I get that. Vulcans, they ain't known for they hair skills. They ain't known for their clothes skills. None of that, especially a human. I get that, but her hair was just whack as hell for like 2 seasons. Like, I did not like it at all. But this time she got some braids. I got some twists. She got some braids. I was like, girl, and she looks phenomenal. Phenomenal. She looks hot. She's sexy. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman. So I was like, the way they was doing her makeup and her hair, the first 2 seasons, they did not do her any justice. But now, I'm not saying that that's important, that counts. But yes, when you're doing, unfortunately, a female character, people look, there's styling, there's hair, there's makeup, especially when you're talking about doing the African American woman. People talked about the television and movie industry, how there are for cinematographers and lighting people who don't know how to do black lighting, who don't know how to do black skin. There are makeup artists who don't know how to do makeup for a darker skinned woman. Um, Unfortunately, that's a huge source of colorism in Hollywood. It's not just they're not hiring and casting black people. A lot of these makeup hair people, they don't know how to do black people hair. They don't. There's been plenty of times in promotional advertisements for TV shows or movies where you look at the black cast member and you can tell, you're like, something's a little off there. Like, their face look a little weird. It looks dark because, again, lighting a black person's face or a darker skinned person's face like mine is different going to be lighting somebody who is fair skinned, like my friend or my daughter who's very fair skinned. She shows up in lighting very differently than I do. Same thing about makeup. You have to have people who know. Sometimes with black people and doing, I'm not a makeup expert. I don't even like makeup. I mean, but I understand that just from reading that sometimes, because the choices we have for darker skin foundation, it has improved. When I was younger, we didn't have a lot at all. Now you have so many different kinds of makeup out there, specifically for darker skinned women. But sometimes you have to mix two different colors. Sometimes black people, we have red undertones or yellow undertones. I've learned from people, like I said, I don't know anything about makeup, but I learned that it varies. Makeup is truly an art, with any race, but especially with brown skinned women, especially with black women and Latinas. Latinas come in all different shades and tones. And my skin I've been told, has a reddish undertone. So there's certain colors that look better on me. There's certain colors that wash me out. There's certain kind of makeups that are effective. And there's some stuff that I've seen people had to blend two different kind of foundation to even get my skin tone. My skin tone is, I'm like in the middle. So, and then hair is very important. Like, again, like, not to be superficial, I'm not, but I think, like, if you're going to represent, I just love that she has the braids and she's looking beautiful. And then she tells them it's been a year for her. They're like, you look different. Where you been? She's like, girl, it's been a year. So for her, on her end, she had crash landed in that time stream a year before they have. So that would explain. And then the episode ends, and then it ends at that. And then, so hopefully next episode we'll learn what happened to Burnham and Book. Did they hook up? It's been a whole year. So I'm expecting some hookup. If I don't see no hookup, then Burnham is gay. I don't know. I don't know, maybe Book is gay. I don't know. But I expect some kind of hook. You can't be with somebody for a whole year, floating around in a spaceship with a cat, and y'all just having adventures, and you just be like, you got this man over here with all this manliness, just chest sisters and everything, and you just think I'm just gonna sit here and be like, we platonic friends, we just friends, we just buddies. I'm a grown ass woman. Come on now, I understand what happens. So hopefully it'll be a continuation of what happened on her end the whole entire year. But I'm happy that Burnham and Discovery are back. I would like for them to be separated, maybe another episode to give each of them time to like build, their character, but that's fine if they feel like, that's my little nitpicky. But other than that, it was a good episode. It was fun. It was slower, a lot slower paced than the last episode. I think it was more Star Trekky than the last episode. Like I said, it was very much like a Western, and I enjoyed it. I give it a 7.5 out of 10, just because, but it had my girl JoJo in it, so she brought it up to a 7.5 out of 10, and Stamets is in it, and we'll see how this goes in the future, and I'm excited for next week's episode. But y'all keep watching Star Trek. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment below. How'd you like my lipstick? I'm probably try to wear a different color. I'm trying to get something more exotic, more alien. And again, I don't normally wear makeup, so this is me, my pathetic attempt at makeup. See how much I like y'all. Like, I'm attempting to wear makeup because normally I don't. But y'all have a good weekend, a good day. Keep on tracking. I'll be back with my Unsolved Mysteries video. I'm a huge Unsolved Mysteries fan, so I'm going to do a video about that. So y'all have a good day. Peace.